Hi there, Eric Mashinsky from Mykonos, Greece. It is July the 12th. Just a quick video follow-up. Sorry, I'm a little out of it from a couple of hours on the beach. Little video update on the email that I sent yesterday on MUX. Seems like I've gotten probably a dozen emails with all different types of comments. Things that are surprising to me that people took my message as, it's funny because I think that we're all susceptible to it at times. We read what we want to read. We hear what we want to hear. The fact is that when I outlined my strategy, my personal strategy with McEwen Mining, it was tough for people to wrap their head around the fact that I have a $10 price target on the stock long term, but I sold a third at $5. Let's call it $5. That's portfolio management to me. I decided to take the risk of my principal off the table because I have a lot of money in McEwen Mining. It's my biggest position. It still, I think, is my biggest after selling a third. I haven't looked, it's close though. It's either number one or number two. So I still own a ton of it, but I don't care what happens now. Psychologically, I'm out of the deal in terms of any sort of a downside risk. I had, some people are just idiots, I gotta tell you. One person who's told me they own like 1 million shares of stock, that he lost confidence in what I had to say because I have a $10 price target and I sold some stock at $5. The problem with that thought process is that everybody seems to have this duality in thinking. It's an all or nothing thought process. I either have to sell it or I have to buy it or I have to hold it all. It's not portions and mitigating risk. I like to mitigate risk at different times, and I have no problem walking and chewing gum at the same time. I can end up taking a position, part of a position off. If I can buy it back cheaper, I will, but I don't care. If it goes straight to $7 or $8 on McEwen Mining, I'm happy I own 2/3 of my position. This is one of those situations where I just can't please everybody. I had another email from seemingly a very small investor who was up about 20% on his position, and this particular individual sold it all and said he was going to buy it back cheaper, just like I said. I didn't write that I was planning on buying the stock back cheaper. I said that in the future, when the miners flush out, at some point they will, and they'll do it aggressively, McEwen will be at the top of my list to buy back at that time. That's different from saying I'm selling it to buy it back cheaper. It's very dangerous to sell stocks in a bull market as strong as this and bet on buying them back cheaper. If you try to do that at any point up until now from January, you're left in the dust. So I just want to be clear on my message to subscribers, what you're reading, what you're hearing, what you're taking from it. Somebody also accused me of trying to pump Timberline by mentioning Timberline at the end. I wasn't telling you to put your proceeds of McEwen Mining into Timberline Resources. I was giving an example of percentage movements and the difference between a stock that it could be at 40 cents to go to 80, and really the commonality of that versus the move from $5 to $10. It's the same thing. You make the same amount of money if those two different scenarios act in those ways. And I was just using it as an example, Timberline, which has not even come close to breaching its 200-week moving average, versus McEwen, which has gone way above it. So in any event, quick note today from Mykonos. I'm having a blast here on the Greek islands. I'm starting to get a good tan, hopefully, as you can see, and I've got some time here to enjoy in Europe. Looking at the markets several times a day, a couple times a day, on the open, at the close, after the close. So I'm not fully on top of everything like I normally would be in terms of day-to-day activity, but it doesn't really matter. It's a slow summer. Between now and the end of August or Labor Day, a lot of the big money's gone anyway. So, you're gonna see some action in the stocks, in particular stocks, but it's definitely not a time of year where we should see things very robustly trading around. So in any event, I hope everyone's having a great summer and a great Tuesday. That's it.